90 clamor. We have one thing on the agenda so far tonight, and that is to discuss elected officials' compensation. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to President Myers. He's got most of the information.
So we've talked a little bit before about increasing council compensation to basically get it in line with OPER's rules for full-time credit. So basically, that would allow everyone on council, once your salary is at a certain point, you would receive a full year's credit in terms of OPER's. Everybody's paying into OPER's instead of Social Security. And so we're looking at ways to try to get that up to date. I know that seems like we're kind of at odds between the charter and between the ordinances a little bit.
Well, we're all right with that. We just can't, the salaries can't be increased during a term.
Correct.
So it's easy to take care of for upcoming councilmen, but to the extent that we wanted to give the existing councilmen the benefit, the people that were just up for less, the benefit of that, you'd have to look at it as though you're, in a sense, taking the raises that you were given all those years to get up to that rate.
It'd be retroactive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure to call it retroactive, but, the council gave up those raises so many years, but from what I understand, it still doesn't get you to the number using Dave's chart. It's still short, so I don't know that you want to.
We have only, my question is this. We as a council, now probably not Tim, but the rest of the individuals on council, we've only actually given up one increase.
Yeah.
That would have been in 16. I know there were, Kim said 3. Okay. So Kim's saying 3 prior, and if you're going with the.
I'm not even sure 3 prior. Just 3 prior gets you to the minimum OPR.
And then 2012, when I was on council, or not 12, at 12, we also took a 10% pay cut reduction in comp. I had that. I was going through some other stuff, doing some research on this, and found that we actually, at that time, we took a 10% when there were or that must have been, it was 11 or 12, because that's when there was 25 layoffs that year. So we took 10% cut, and then we never, when I was on council, we never took.
Yeah,
We need to make one quick correction. This is not a full-time, you use the word full-time, that's the wrong term.
Correct. It's credit for full-time service.
Credit for time served.
Correct.
Is the correct term. It's not credit for full-time.
You would not be a full-time council.
Right.
Certainly reserved, and if like that, you would never remember things that get come to the full good year for retirement kind of thing. The payment obligated.
Right.
Well, the best way to explain it right now is you may serve on council 4 years. When it comes to PRS, you're probably only going to get credit for 2.5 years.
Yeah, somewhere, I think it's 0.87 or 0.9. Yeah, somewhere in there, maybe it's a little over 3. I'm not sure.
Look, I don't care to look at mine, but it shows me with like 15 years service because I started.
And perhaps that impacts you if, say, you're on council for 15 or 20 years, and maybe you want something to count, or like the mayor who was on council for 10 years and probably received credit for 7 maybe, or for 6. So if he decides ends up being there he may end up being just short of what he needs, for that some of that credit. So
the easiest fix is, of course, for the next set of terms. So we made it effective for the start date's January 1.
January 1.
Yes, we made it effective for the terms beginning January 1, 22. We're trying to take care of the people. What do we just do? Wards are up now. Wards are up now.
Right.
So,
At-larges aren't up until 20.
right. So that would take care of the at-large. So, but if we're trying to adjust the wards upwards before their re-election, we have to look at rolling forward the raises that council didn't take all those years when we were under distress.
you said you didn't take 3, correct?
Right.
Did that include the one that council turned down in 16?
16, 12, 18.
So we accepted the one in 18.
Then there was only 2.
And there was 2, so you're talking 16 and 12.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that gets you to the number that you need to be at for
it probably leaves you around,
$100 short or something.
a little bit less, maybe $65.
Yeah, I'm not sure it makes sense.
And I don't know what the 10%, was that probably $50 or $60 a month, somewhere in that range, probably?
50, whatever.
And it came out to, $590 a year.
That's a lot, so it's about $50 a month, so actually, if you went back, you would be close.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't get you there, it doesn't make any sense
Right.
just to mess around with it, because it is, for lack of a better term, it's a creative way of doing it. I think I can justify it, because it's not increasing the salary,
Correct.
it's taking the raise that you didn't get.
What is the monthly amount we need to be at for?
I don't remember, Dave had the chart.
I don't have it with me, Dave had it with me. It's,
Carol Ann had the chart, I don't have the chart.
I had it, I left it.
Because we're at 540.
Here it is. Right here. Are you 547 now?
yes, I-
Council, or the council president's $90 more than,
so you're at 541.66 right now, it works out to about, and you need to be at about 673.08 in 2020, and then they have an increasing scale going up to about 2020.
I don't think the rollback, looking at the past raises that were not taken, I don't think it gets you there.
Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's, Dave.
Yeah, probably get you, or probably close, but probably not get you there.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, the easy thing to do is just set it for 20.
In 2022,
2022, yeah.
would,
Yeah, 2020, January 1.
So that anybody that pulls a petition for 2022,
but then it's not going to benefit the rest until
2024.
2024.
or you can
well,
make
wouldn't the new councilmen are getting, all the ones that are unopposed this time, for the 4 wards, that could start 2020.
no, it can't be increased during their term.
Not during the term, it would be their new term.
Their new term.
Their new term starts 1/1/20.
You have to set it 30 days before the filing.
Yeah.
So everyone on council, including the at-larges, will see the increase in January 1.
Of 2022.
If we leave there's an increase of 300 a year coming
Right, oh, that part.
in January 1,
Yeah,
so everyone on council will see that increase.
that's regardless.
That's only 566.
That's $25 a month.
Right, which is still,
Right.
$107.
You won't be able to do anything to benefit, from what the law director's telling us, won't be able to do anything to, you can take care of the at-large seats in 22, but the rest would be in 2024.
I mean, if you think it's gonna be close at rolling, taking the raises that were forgiven all those years, I would need somebody else to do that math for me.
I think it would be close.
Yeah, if it doesn't get you there, it doesn't make any sense to mess around, because our
What percentage for the rate?
$300.
Three raises of,
800?
You look at 300
three
times,
raises of $25 a month.
No,
it's close.
Well, no, three raises three raises at 25 a month, you have another 25 in January, and then they had a 10%, they took a 10%.
we'd say we didn't take 5 increases, that's $1,500.
Four increases plus a 10%.
Also, look.
what was the 10%, was that at the 541? Has it been,
You know what, I'd have to go back and see what the salaries were in 2011, because I was doing some research and looked up, and that's where I found the ordinance that showed that we took another 10%.
because if we're at 541, and you add in $75 for the 3 forgiven, plus you add in 10% just using $50, because it probably was no less than that, you're already at,
You're about $16 short.
Well, I'm gonna if I can get out my PRS,
Yeah, I was gonna ask,
I'll go through mine.
and I was gonna ask Carol Ann, because she had to look at it, but she's got so much.
And then you would have another automatic, unless the council turns it down, another automatic increase that takes effect in January.
that actually may work, because,
Probably get you the, what you've got.
because you know, the 10% and the $325 raises, you're at 676, and you need to get 673. You're probably over by a few dollars.
Where's the extra?
You've got 3 raises, the current rate, the current pay, and then $50, which is temporary. You're probably just over.
And then you're gonna get a 25%. Okay. So you got it.
He didn't,
No,
and I'm not sure that that's correct, because
If it's
something
It
that,
may only have been two, because we did take an increase in 16.
if it's something that you're considering, let me, because I'll have to go back and pull all the old ordinances, see what the language is, and add it all up.
16 we did. No, I'm sorry, 18 we did. 16 did, when did you take office? But there wasn't, they didn't accept the increase in 12.
Well, 11 is when,
Right.
like I said, 11 is when the big layoff was.
Right.
12 is, I believe, when we said, we'll not take 300, and we'll take it back to
We took
10%.
5%. When were we fiscal emergency?
Yes.
We weren't, no, we
Just
were out
coming out
of
of it.
fiscal, but
We're just coming
we
out,
had,
'cause you have no
one
more-
levy failed, and that's when we laid off 20.
Yeah, because we didn't have, we didn't have, well, if it's something you want me to look at, I'm gonna have to pull all the ordinances and look at them and try to put it together.
Because I had this mirror.
No.
I don't know what that number is.
So when do we think was the first time we forgave a raise?
12.
12, so let me go back
Were you
to all
fiscal
those.
emergency as well?
No, we came out, I came on council in 5, we came out of fiscal emergency in 5 or 6. That was 5 or
But you
6.
still were not.
But we weren't, but then they came out ahead, and then just with, obviously, everything went everywhere, then went down.
Took a dive.
And then we couldn't get a levy passed, and then that's when he made his.
You may have to go back and
Let off.
fix it.
So let me have Walter Drain send me all the old ordinances, let me go through, because I mean, if I'm gonna,
I'll go on my.
if I'm gonna take a
PRS.
unique approach, I wanna
Yeah,
make sure we're right.
How far back to the minutes, how far back do we, minutes go back a couple of years online?
Whatever they have, and.
Walter Drain should have the whole thing archived.
Yeah, it should be somewhere. But you may have to go back to 2006 or 2008.
Yeah, they should have sent me them all that way. I'll, if it's something you're interested in, let me see if it works, see if it makes sense. Because it is creative, and if you guys have to answer any voters, I wanna make sure you're comfortable.
I'm fine with you taking a look at it, I think that would solve this
Yeah.
issue once and for all.
Yeah, no matter what, you're gonna correct it for 2022 and 2024.
And we have the time to do that, obviously.
Yeah, I think we gotta take care of the safety directors, we gotta clean up some things, we're gonna take the safety director, Caroline wants to take, it says mayor/safety director, so she wants to take that reference to safety director out, because it's also in subsection D, under a non-union position. So we're gonna take out one elected official section.
Does that affect the charter?
No, it is in the charter too, that he has the option. Safety director's over there. Safety director's over in 15501B, and then the mayor is under the elected official section, but it says mayor/safety director.
Oh, you just want to remove from the safety director.
Yeah, and she wants to,
From the mayor's section.
she's gonna increase the maximum amount on the safety director's salary. Which is an increase.
Because the mayor's salary is 60, the other amount comes from the state director's salary.
Right.
So that's why she wants to eliminate the safety director.
Alright, and I'll just dig into the old one and see where it's at. So like a plan. Are we gonna keep that, once we move that up though, are we gonna eliminate these council salary increases? Or you
I
just,
think we would have to set an amount, an increase every 2 years, probably not the,
but we said it, the way we're gonna do it is just, they're gonna have the minimum earnable salary that's established by the.
I thought we said 3%
we had
every
talked
2
about
years.
putting a 3%
3%
every year.
every 2 year.
Every year? 2 years. Or do you just wanna increase as
Well, David,
PRS does?
David talked about.
Yeah, I think that's what Carolyn talked about, we increasing it as what is TDRS does.
You
And
take
David talked about would it be easier for Carol Ann if it was just a set amount every year, instead of having to go to PDRS.
unless you get.
I think you have to make too many.
You do it like 1.75 per year.
That's what TDRS.
Right. And I thought we said to simplify it, we just go 3%.
Yeah, I think we did talk about possibly just doing
3% every 2 years, every 2 years.
That's fine.
It's 1.75 every year for PERS. So we'd have to do 4 every other year, because we gotta be above,
No, you,
fall behind again.
That's what I'm worried about, yeah. Or you can just leave it at,
we can add,
tied to OPRS.
and see if, yeah. That's, we can deal with all this.
3.5% every year.
Yeah, we'd be,
3.5 is exactly right on 1.75.
And keep in mind, too, PDRS will change.
The way we have it now,
It's on SDRS, but.
Yeah, because, and I do know that they're looking at a pretty substantial shortfall. So that may change at some point too, so. We can figure all that out after, see what the.
the way we have it
right now,
law
the
director
minimum,
comes up with.
the minimum earning salary is established by, or revised by the Ohio Public Employee Retired System. We have it established by or revised by, so it would be, if it goes up, it'll return to that sort of salary.
And then I think we should probably just fix an amount and say, you know, whatever that amount ends up being, 10% or 3% or whatever.
The Dave's one, if you get, or the Mike's one, if you get burned 1 year, then you're lower again.
Again, then, I know David suggested perhaps, 2% every year or 3% every year or something, just leave it at that, because it's high.
Well, the only thing with the percentages, especially while we're in negotiations with the labor unions, is if we set it 3 that it's forever, then I don't know how that's gonna affect us in our negotiations.
You think our salary will affect your negotiations, that would be nice.
I don't think our salaries will, but saying a percentage will be a problem. The salaries aren't an issue, because even back when we took the 10%, everyone, because we talked about as counsel for certain directors and people, and they go, well, you guys can take 10% because you don't make any money. I'm like, it's still 10%, whether we make any money or not. Obviously, back then and now, you guys aren't into it to make, it's not your livelihood. And that's what we told the employees here back then, because they were going, the 10% doesn't matter to you. Okay, then we didn't have to take it, but we did. So, I mean, you can't win, like.
We just may have to increase we may just have to figure out what the amount is, and maybe it has to be changed from 300 a year to 400 a year.
I'll talk to Carol.
I mean, every other year, whatever.
Yeah.
I kinda like the wording that you have there, we're just always $1 above what the state requires for OPR.
It would be, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I don't know where the council rates with the other cities, but I believe we're at the bottom, or we're close to the bottom.
We are.
Salaries.
We are, I think, only one, like it's lower, would be, Little Beach Hills is lower, and I'm not sure about, you would think they'd be much higher.
Well, there's some, and I've been, because the things have been coming out, I'm just honestly, and I think I told Randy, surprised at the trustees' salaries and around, I mean, there's like 20 grand, $1,000 a month in some places, and some of them have, healthcare too.
Well, that's
My buddy's going out and asking you,
And the
more money
medical,
we
I
do,
mean,
and they get
we're
medical
looking at
for themselves, not the spouse.
I think the only one left that gets medical in our area is Wickliffe.
Wickliffe still gets medical.
Other than that, I don't know.
That's a huge benefit.
Absolutely.
Which is a guideline, too.
Yeah.
All right, then I'll see what I can get from Walter Drain, and I'll talk to Caroline and see what works best for her first, and then see if I can find one that makes sense on that retro. So, I may decide if it makes sense.
When you talk retro, you mean retro making it up to the amount of money, you don't mean retro paying people back pay, right?
No, yeah, I just said bringing it.
Retro,
bringing
yeah,
it up.
not back pay, but just bringing it up.
Because I need to be able to justify that it's not changing the salary, that it's raises that weren't taken, so it's.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's not a perfect solution, but if I can make it work, I'll try.
Any other questions? Anything else on the agenda, miscellaneous, anything?
No.
Sure.
We're working on a few things, but nothing that's ready yet.
All right, there's nothing in the miscellaneous, nothing pending, nobody here in the public wishing to speak, so we will adjourn this meeting and, sorry, can't do that. I think what we'll do is, if it's okay with the committee, we'll hold this in committee until we hear back from the law director, finance director, Mike. Okay. Yes, I agree, we will.
Can we move the safety director part of it, or that's fine too, because that doesn't need to be done until by the end of the year either.
We'll hold it all. So, no objections, we'll adjourn this meeting at 6:20 PM.
There we go. Action 5.
Pretty easy,
Haven't seen any footage